folks, Luke Simons with you. Back to the Basics 101 with my beautiful sidekick and partner, my wife Alicia, who I am very blessed for. You know, today we were doing some electric fencing on what we called our winter pasture. Back when we first started, it was just a small pasture. We started out with just a few cows and worked ourselves up to about 200 cows. And then last summer, we had a real bad drought, even with our grazing practices, and we ended up selling over half the cows. So, like I said, a little bit of financial struggles, which makes a person stronger in time, because you learn how to save a dollar. And ranching is a lot about saving a dollar. So my wife and I are going through all of our electrical fencing stuff, and turns out we have quite a bit of inventory, actually.
We have a lot of stuff.
But it was just all disorganized, a lot of auction sales. You buy a bag of insulators here, there, this and that and the other, and the next thing you know, it's all over the place. So we're organizing some things. And not only that, but if you know anybody that works in the oil field, or if you know anybody that is a dairy farmer, you want to be looking for a recycled idea. So these bins are the most awesomeness bins you will ever probably find. They are indestructible almost. They work great for fuel cans, but after they're no good for fuel cans, if they get a hole in them or whatever, you do what I'm doing with them, and they work awesome. I'm going to show you a couple different things. Now, this isn't going to be a life changer for you unless you've never seen this before. But when you buy little bins from your running farm and fleet type stores, you're paying a lot for them. When every day you're throwing them or putting them in your burning barrels, etc. So you always want to be thinking holistically. Holistically, really, I mean, if you had grandparents or parents that grew up in the Great Depression, they were all holistic. It's just a nice word to say reuse stuff. Check this out. You will love it. These are awesome bins. Now, like I said, if you know somebody that works in the oil field or even in the dairy business, they are going to have a lot of these containers. These containers have a cap on them, and they work really good for fuel. Really good. I mean, they don't leak. The only thing is they don't have a breathe hole. The problem with these for a fuel can is you're going to need a funnel. That's the problem. I use these. These are one of my main sources of fuel cans that I can have, because they're so indestructible. They're way heavier duty than a fuel can that you buy from your in-town stores. So when you have one that's got a hole or maybe just weather checked too bad, this makes an excellent shelf or tray or something. Check this out.
What I have is a perfect...
Well, let's just cut that a little better here. This one's a little deep. Two trays that are extremely heavy duty. Honey, check out, show them how thick that is. You see how thick that is? I mean, this here is a Surge Leatherman's. Look how thick that is. See, that's thicker than a fuel can. And they make awesome trays. So you can build in your workbench. You can sit side by side, fill those with hammers, do whatever you want to with them, and lifelong tray, literally. They are tough. Throw it in the back of your pickup, use it for fencing, use it for a tool tray, whatever you have. They're awesome. One makes two. Pretty awesome. So these trays are not to be mistaken with like a radiator jug tray or like a hydraulic or oil thing. These are great, but they are not at all what we're talking about here. I mean, I have a lot of them. This here is a hydraulic. This here is what my wife used to buy, laundry detergent, stuff like that. But they're all mismatched, which is fine, But now we are organizing all of our electrical stuff. Go ahead and show them, hon. Into this style of system. So everything is visible. There's going to be, so if we want just insulators, for example, just insulators, we can fill this whole bucket up with just insulators. Pretty awesome, and it really didn't cost me a dime. The other thing about this is when you're ranching, homesteading, the rewarding feeling of saving $1, having fun, organizing something, and making something out of nothing, production, is a very rewarding concept. For men, women, children, matters not. It is so much fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Say, I'm going to put in the comments some of our old shows. When we first started, you know, YouTube, Google hides a lot of these old ones. It's way in the archives. So if you get bored today, check out some of our old shows. Some of them are actually pretty good tips, but they're so far down that no one can find them. So if you want to help us and thank us for these free videos that we produce at our home to help your home, all you have to do is give us a thumbs up, share us on your social media if you have that option, and leaving comments really helps. Google looks at that as action. The more action, the more they'll put us into playlists that hit thousands of people. And it helps us. It encourages us. Right now we're making, how much, hon? $350 on a really good month. Sometimes, I think 3 months in a row we had 500. We thought, whoa, cool. But the truth is we're not getting paid for this as of yet. So if you want to help us, leave us those comments. We appreciate it, even if it's just a thumbs up in the comments. Hit that thumbs up button. We so appreciate you taking the time to say thank you. Thank you. Until next time, this is Luke Simons and family. May the Lord guide and keep you. Happy trails.